I look and see, it's not just me.
Jack, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see, it's not just me.
The place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense. But it makes
yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
Yes! I look and see, it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see, it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call this problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. We call this problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Wow! Yay!
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
Yay!
So, hairline. I have Paul London imitating Aubrey Edwards. You want to watch that video? You want to watch that? It sounds funny. Like, I don't know. Those words strung together sound hilarious to me. So, let's get into this and see if it'll pop us or something.
I popped us already. We're already popped.
Okay, so here on X, formerly known as Twitter, still known as Twitter to many, we have Paul London imitating Aubrey Edwards. And he's here with James here. I don't know who that is. Rene Dupree, shout him out. And Ace. That's a fucking throwback. Ace Darling. I think he did dark matches for like ECW and WWF back in the day, but never really made it. But shout out all you guys. Shout out Paul London. Here is Paul London imitating Aubrey Edwards. Shout out Cafe du Rene Dupree.
Yeah, she was like, "You don't recognize me, do you?"
Right.
She's like, "I'm only one of the most famous referees in professional wrestling." And he was like, "Oh, I don't really watch WWF anymore. Like, I haven't watched it a long time." She's like, "WWE? Please. I wrestle for I'm a referee for AEW. It's the newest shit. If you don't know it, then you need to go check it out."
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
And,
oh no!
And then he was just like, yeah. She was like,
oh my god! London just bodied her, bro. My word.
Oh god! Look what fucking Paul London story. Like fucking, at one of the gathering of the Juggalos, he tagged with Brian Kendrick, and during their entrance, they both smoked a joint to themselves. They both had a joint, You know what I'm saying? And they smoked those daddies all the way down during their entrance. Let me tell you, bro, this was like an 8-minute entrance. You just don't you don't smoke a whole joint by yourself. Wait. And like fucking dog, listen. London starts climbing up one of the rafters, and it's like he gets halfway up and just sits like Jericho doing the cans. He's up there just smoking the joint and whatnot. Yeah, Paul London's good shit, bro. I can't believe he did the horse.
Dude, I can't believe he went that fucking hard, and everyone popped. Oh god.
Everyone's taking it.
Again, I don't watch Cafe du Rene, but I watch when like they interviewed Rob Van Dam and certain people. Like I'll pop on, but I don't really actually know what they think of AEW in general. But it's hilarious. He just went that fucking.
Well, most of all, Paul London ain't looking for a fucking job. You know who we confirmed.
もっと暖かくなるエアコンに変えてください。
細長だから快適ゾーン4倍。
What's your next desire?
すぐ暖かくなるエアコンがいい。
細長だからファジー速暖静かでパワフル日立の
Big Flow.
暮らし刺激人
日立。
Dwarf Mamba, that's his name, Evan, Dwarf Mamba, was really mad at people using the word midget. And he's got a whole clip. Let's go to 2205, right?
You could actually go to 2627. I don't think you need that beginning part.
Okay, here's Evan. Listen to this. From Impulsive.
Only lived to be 18.
Wow. He might only live to be 18.
Some who their legs are too long for their torso, their arms are too long for their legs. Like
he's talking about different sets of freaks.
Surgery, 30, 40 surgeries just before they're 18. Like some of them need these type of things. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Something I learned.
Okay, and look at. Remember when Logan used to be Armin? I mean, he would really treat him like a puppy. Something he's learned. Okay, let's.
Your roommate and friend, because I was
roommates.
I mean, ignorance is I think a problem you experience almost every day of your life.
Huge.
But like, here's an example of one that you might not have known.
Listen.
The M word for dwarves is like the N word for black people. Is that correct?
The M word for dwarves is like the N word for black people. This is from Logan Paul. This is a serious take from Logan Paul.
Huge. But like, here's an example of one that you might not have known. The M word for dwarves is like the N word for black people. Is that correct? Can you say it? I don't want to say it.
Oh my God.
I've stopped saying it.
Wait.
The M word.
So the word he's referring that it was like the N word. That's his idea.
Yeah, it sounds like Evan's like, wait, no, that's extreme. we're no, don't say that. That's we're gonna lose help. All right, let's hear him out.
I've stopped saying it.
Wait,
you hear that? I've stopped saying it. He refers to it as the M word. He's stopped saying it.
Can you say it? I don't want to say it. I've stopped saying it.
Wait.
The M word.
So the word he's referring to is midget, which is weird that actually back in the 1960s, us dwarfs would prefer that to be called midgets. And then it switched, I want to say the 80s to where now it's little people with dwarfs. So yes.
They prefer to be called midja.
The term midget is a derogatory word against dwarves, which the N word is also a derogatory word against black people. So to an extent, it's the same.
I feel you. There's a negative connotation to both words, is what I'm saying. But most people don't know that you shouldn't say the N word.
Wait, why shouldn't? Most people don't know that you shouldn't say the N word. In quotes, he puts his fingers up.
Okay, so there's an out.
So there is an out for him here.
Negative connotation in both words is what I'm saying. But most people don't know that you shouldn't say the N word.
I mean, people come up to me like, what should I call you? First off, call me by my fucking name. Like, no, my name's Evan. That's
a good start.
Call me by my fucking name. But they'd be like midget? Like, is that offending? I'll be like, yes, like that's not the correct terminology. It would be like little person.
You're living in Logan Paul's house, the life of luxury. You don't have to go to work. You sit in your room once a week playing video games, and you get to live in Logan Paul's house, and you make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you're going to cry about being called the N-word.
They're like, oh, like I didn't know that. And like that's the people who I envy the most because they're so open.
Yeah.
They want to learn.
I ain't open.
The people who just say that word and just.
Well, do you notice midgets are mean? They're all mean. That's one thing about them. It's not about the height. It's about the attitude.
Because
and they're just like, oh, you're short. Who cares? Like, this is the word. It's like say the same thing to a black person.
Well,
like,
most people don't know.
Same
That's what I'm saying.
Same thing.
And we ran into this problem at Coachella. Do you remember?
Okay. So very clear. And Logan is bringing this as a public service announcement to the world. Dwarf Mamba, he cries though in this over this. About the M word. This is very serious for Dwarf Mamba. I mean, Dwarf Mamba is not a fun guy. He sends me this video and he goes, Logan calls Rey Mysterio a nano, which means midget in Spanish. Let's see the clip. He says, wonder what Logan's midge would think about this. I said, wow, nice catch. I'll try to get this to Evan. Wow, nice catch. I'll try to get this to Evan, which leads me to the new segment. Help me get this to Evan. I'm going to play the clip now of Logan using the M word. If midget is so bad, you type in Inano. Woo! We're sending officers to your house. Okay, let's see what happens here. This is my.
Got one thing to say.
Okay, here. Come on.
Nano. Hey, no touching, no contact.
We're gonna have to let it. Yeah, we're gonna have to let it loop.
Just got one thing to say. Get this clear.
That's Rey Mysterio. Fake fight.
Nano. Hey, no.
Oh, pats him on the head. Inano, you called a midget a midget.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. I am your fashionably late host, the infallible Phil Marks at Pro Wrestle Times, at Pro Wrestle Clips. You already know. Thank you guys. We're on the road to 5,000 subs, 1,200 on the other. We've had Garcia get bloodied up, an empty-ass building. There's like 2,400 people there. They set up for less than 3K. The building holds 12K. It's pretty bad. We had MJF drinking some blood. We had Mark Briscoe cut a good little promo there, and we have Katsuchika Okada coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed the little intro vibes. I'm running late. I had to pick up some medication for my infection, and I was starving. I had to get some food, and I was running all over, so thanks for bearing with me. I'm later than I typically would like to be, guys, so let's just dive right into things. How are we doing? Let me check on chat. I see we have Denisha Lane, who's a member for 4 months. Phil, 4 months. It's been amazing. Round of applause to you, and thank you for all your help. D, you're quick to hop in and say, hey, I'll jump in the Discord and let everyone know that you're running behind and all that. And I just appreciate you guys all having my back here on this lovely, lovely Wednesday. How are you all doing? I hope you're all enjoying the show. Sorry about that whole midget video at the start. I threw it onto the playlist or whatever. And what it is it's a you guys know it's Logan Paul before goes, oh, saying that's like the N-word, and then he called Rey Mysterio a midge. So shout out all my midge homies out there. Member for 2 months, Jonesy. Round of applause. Thank you so much. And sorry for the late start, guys. Like I said, oh, come on, let me look here. A little late. Let me look at the chat. I saw it. It was like Seed Arena, Moose Knuckle. I'm not saying that. Oh my God, they killed MJF. What WTFG Tooney? Whoa, he said it. Look at that crappy little table they set up for him at the entryway. Oh my God, Moose Knuckle stop. Come on, bro. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, woo, best part of my day. Hello, PWT peeps. It's so good to see you guys, man. If people don't ask Tony Khan and his wrestlers about the Kevin Kelly lawsuit, they're cowards. Yes, they are. How the hell are people cheering this pile of crap? They're the sickos, hun. You know that. Geez, can we stop the licking and tasting of other people's blood? Exactly. I'm skipping ahead a bit, guys. Sorry, Phil is on his way, just running a bit late. Yeah, sorry, guys. F you, me sideways. I'm enjoying this dude's pod. Thanks, man. That's Red Bar. So literally that's like what I am of the wrestling space, how I view it, sort of. Like, obviously not that, but Red Bar's like, you got to give it some time to let it sort of like win you over, the character he does and all that. And that's sort of like me, you know. I probably run some people away. I probably rub people the wrong way too, but when you really listen to the show, you're like, oh, this guy's actually coming from a good place, good, funny guy. May give him a follow. Yeah, check him out. We're out here watching Red Bar. Yes, Jimmy B. We're here watching Red Bar today. It tied into wrestling, though. It was Logan Paul related. So we got Kyle Fletcher, who hasn't won a match all year. Apparently, some people are saying that, getting a continental title match against Okada, I guess. So he shouldn't be a comedy act. Yo, hit that like. Yes, thank you. Have the best friends been released yet? No, they haven't. I'm skipping ahead again. He said them tarp on a pole match. Yeah. Demonetized. Don't rub little people. Ugh, Red Bar. You don't like Red Bar? Yeah, see, he doesn't like people, or he doesn't, not everyone likes him. He rubs people the wrong way. But yeah, so do I. So his slogan is give it a year, and I get why. You know what I mean? Same with me. You got to give me a year. So we're going to dive right into film. Going to waste no time. We know it's going to happen. Okada's going to beat this kid after being taken to the limit. You already know. So let's jump into Phil Mark's bookmarks here, because I got a gang of them. And before we do that, I want to say shout out Alt Jake, who's my guy, and we're going to raise some money here on this show for his thing, for his cat's GoFundMe. Not this episode. I'm going to work it out, but I'm thinking next Wednesday, guys, every super chat I get, I'm going to give half to Alt Jake and his kitty. I think that's the way we're going to do it, because I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys all being here for me so much. Alt Jake's always there for me, so you know what I mean? I got to do something. So, yeah, even just share that GoFundMe around. Maybe Cornette, the big softy, you know, he's an animal guy. Maybe he'll see it. He'll throw a couple bones Jake's way, but he's doing his thing, raising the money. So we're going to do something like that, but just give me a week to kind of formulate exactly what's going to go down, how it's going to go down. And yeah, other than that, guys, Artie Lang's bit on little people is crazy. Yeah, I'm waiting for this gummy to hit. So yeah, let's get the likes up. Yes, Phil rubs me in all the right ways. Well, that's what I try to do. And yeah, if you guys can share the link, let's save Alt Jake's kitty, and or at least help her fight. You know what I mean? So the GoFundMe link's there. Next Wednesday, I'm going to donate half my super chats. Let's just say that. We'll just put that on live on the air. It's happening. You guys got to hold me to it. So, yeah, I appreciate you all so much. And, yeah, so we are watching. Jamie Hayter's got a match against one of the Renegade Twins. Okay, I was hoping WWE would scoop those ladies up and add to the tag team division. So we got news, as the title suggests. We got the truth about Odyssey Jones and what's going on there. We have AEW Collision did their lowest ever rating in their regular time spot. We're watching Dynamite right now. Apparently the whole Moxley situation is real with him and Shane McMahon, like all the fantasy booking. Apparently there's some people out there going, no, that's really a thing that's happening. So I don't know. I don't know about that. That's terrible. I'm not going to speak on it. But another thing is Tony Khan's being sued. The Boys. Just go figure. I've been covering The Boys. What did I tell you guys last time we talked about them? They want to come on the show, and I said it. I said there might be legal stuff there. There might not be. I don't know. I didn't want to talk about it. Well, here's the legal stuff, okay? I knew this was coming. I didn't know this was coming in particular, but I had a sense just based off our conversation, not that they made me privy to any info that nobody else can be privy to. You know what I mean? Sure, we've had some personal conversations, but those are just personal conversations between friends. Nothing to do with the case or anything like that. And yeah, I talked to them a little bit today as well, the boys, Brandon and Brent. And yeah, they we're probably not going to get to talk to them on the show for a while because there's some legal proceedings going on. But, you know, I told you guys, and I also said keep an eye on Dalton Castle. I'll still put that out there. Go pay attention to the boys' feeds there, Twitter feeds, and they got some beef with him as well. And again, I'm not going to dive into that, but that all will come out. And yeah, so again, your boy Phil was, you know, telling you where to look. As far as Shane McMahon and Moxley and all that, I don't know. I told you guys I'd do it. I'd bring Shane in. Fuck it. Like, what else do you got to lose? So I don't know. Maybe that'll be interesting, but I got no update on that. And as far as the lawsuit goes, we covered all the Kevin Kelly stuff and the boys. I've been chronicling that as we go. And that's why you're tuned into the #1 pro wrestling live show in all of the land, because you heard it from me first. I told you guys there's going to be some shit that comes out of this. And there you go, man. It came out today. And a lot of people are conspiracy theorizing. We'll give them the X-Files. A lot of people in the IWC are going, oh, what are the odds, right? The same week of an AEW pay-per-view. Well, first off, there's an AEW pay-per-view seemingly every 2 fucking weeks. And that's not an excuse. Like, Ibu and them are straight up shills for fucking wrestle purists. They're the ones who dropped the story. And they're straight up shills for AEW. So go be mad at your own people. This is what I tell you guys. The fucking sickos eat themselves alive, and this is why AEW doesn't prosper or grow. It's a bunch of people trying to get jobs, saying that anybody who calls that out, like people tell me I want Triple H to give me a job. Like, yeah, I do, Trips, but you know, like, I'm not going to not be honest as long as I do this show. So I've buried shit on WWE too. I'm going to do some of that tonight when we dive into Phil Marks, bookmarks. And yeah, also Chelsea Green, shout her out. She called Julia Gulia. So let's go. She listens to PWT. And also someone in our comments told me the other day that you know, the fucking, sorry, I'm looking at this commercial here. It's a wild ass commercial. Someone told me that they were sending Dave Meltzer flutes in his tweets, and he blocked them. So I don't know if it's because this gentleman was spamming flutes or if he's aware of the flutes, but nonetheless, guys, it is what it is.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Jimmy B for $20 says anything to help save a pussy. Oh my God. Thank you so much. And yeah, so we'll do that. Well, we'll do that. I don't know. I didn't want to spray. I want people to have time and be ready. So we're going to do that next week, Jimmy B. Okay. We're going to do the raise the money for the thing. So I wanted to announce it first. Like, I don't want to just spring it up and have, I don't know, maybe you guys will be ready. Maybe some of you guys go, oh, I got an extra 10 bones I'll put to the side for Jake's fundraiser there. So thank you. Appreciate it. And I'll super chat in 10. How about that next week or whatever? And myself, and we will, and round of applause to you, because I know
emotional damage.
We're not trying to tug on the heartstrings here, but it is, we all care about pets here. Your boy Phil's not a whole piece of shit here, but the Ashen Chevalier became a YouTube member for 99 cents. Thank you so much. Me. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Excalibur's Unbearable. Absolutely. Wink, wink. What's your thoughts on Blocked Immediately? Yeah. Uncle Dave hears the flutes in his nightmares. What's hilarious is that it's genius that I attached a fucking sound to Meltzer. No one will ever do that again. You know, I'm the first guy to do it, and yeah, it's good. It's good, guys. The revolution. I told you guys. Thank you. So let's dive. I already spent too much time babbling, doing intro shit. Let's dive into Phil Marks bookmarks. I actually do have to grab myself a Red Bull, quite possibly. So you guys see it here, Phil Marks bookmarks, and yeah, you guys see on the side there, Io Sky triumphs at WWE Speed Women's Tournament. So she may have won the whole damn thing. Nothing in miscellaneous. Let's look in memes. We got the Tony Khan one there with Meltzer. That's going in a video. So let's start with Should we start with old and work our way? We got quite a bit of Seltzy Meltzy. It's not that old. We'll dive into news. We'll save Dave for a bit, okay, guys? We'll dive into some news here. So, in current hot news, Giselle Shaw recently, this is TNA news we're starting with, guys. Giselle Shaw recently requested her release from TNA, and it was granted. She worked the Louisville tapings this past weekend and put someone over on her way out, according to Fightful. And then she made a post thanking TNA and just saying, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next steps of my journey and all of that. I said, yo, this is wild that she just asked for her release like that out of nowhere, but maybe she's really tight with Scott D'Amore and she's going to go check out Maple Leaf Pro. Speaking of which, on my birthday, October 19th, Maple Leaf Pro is putting on a tremendous show. I encourage you all to watch it however you can. And yeah, I'm going to freely promote them until they, I just want to be a part of Maple Leaf Pro. So I think Giselle will probably pop up there, and maybe she has something with the current management. She's not a big fan. I don't know. So shout out Giselle Shaw and wish her the best in all of her future endeavors. I thought she was next up after Jordan Grace. I was like, man, they could really put their money behind her or whatever. Anthony Rivera becoming a new member as well. Thank you so much. Only 99 cents, guys. Only 99 cents. And sounds like a pro way to leave. Absolutely. I think definitely just asking for your release is not a bad way to go. Up next here in our TNA news was Devon Dudley. And of course, this is via our friend at D Loves Wrestling, Duke Loves Wrestling. I podcasted with him today. My internet provider, I'm about to steal a Jim Cornette bit here, but my fucking internet provider did maintenance at like 10:30, or it was like 11 in the morning. They're doing maintenance and all the internet was down everywhere. I couldn't fucking believe it. I almost wrote in a complaint, and I'm not joking. I was like, I can't believe this. And I was on the air with Duke. We were recording. And boy, did it get heated. Me and Duke were fucking heated, man. Oh boy, we were heated. So if you guys want a nice heated debate, this weekend it should drop. And this week is the anniversary of CM Punk and the Brawl In, and it's the 2-year anniversary of Brawl Out, or vice versa. Or no, that's it. It's the 2-year anniversary of Brawl Out this week, and it's the 1-year anniversary of Brawl In. So he believes Punk was a fucking bully and was threatening to kill Jack Perry and stuff like that. I believe differently. I think the complete opposite. You guys know how I think. And man, we got in a fucking heated debate, man. So you guys don't want to miss that. We recorded a chunk of it. We got about 30 minutes and then the internet went wonky. So we have to finish this debate. We just started getting into the debate itself, and it got heated, and then my internet cut out. And so we're going to finish this off like tomorrow, or I think Friday morning. So don't miss that. And I love Duke, and these are the kind of shows I love, man. You guys are going to get triggered from that episode. I promise you. Some of the shit Duke was saying, I was like, oh my God. And some of the shit I was saying was triggering him. And I love Duke. Shout out Duke Loves Wrestling. Shout out Duke Loves Wrestling, and shout out the Devon and Duke, which is where this excerpt comes from. And he asked Devon, were you a spy? To answer this rumor, because the rumors were that the Dudleys and a lot of these other WWE guys were spies for TNA. And here, he answers the question, and I'm going to play this for you guys.
I've always wondered about this. You're talking about Hogan going into TNA and possibly being a spy. That was definitely the popular thing on the internet back then. Hogan's a spy and he's reporting back to Vince and what have you. What about Devon Dudley? I'm going to ask you directly, Devon. This is a big exclusive now, folks. When you went over to TNA, at any point in time, were you a spy that was reporting back to WWE about the inner workings of TNA?
Hell no, I wasn't even in the meetings for TNA. Oh shit, no, they didn't want me in there. Then again, I wasn't ready to be in there. But no, man, I had nothing. I was not. I didn't even speak to people in WWE when I left. You know, remember I was upset. I can't speak for Bubba, but I was upset because of the whole name thing that had happened. I was extremely pissed. So I wanted nothing to do with WWE during that time. I had a.
So he's obviously referring to like the Team 3D, and they were going to the Dudley brothers. Actually, when they went to TNA, were going to call themselves the Deadly Brothers, but they had tested out like Team 3D. I think they like put out the feelers out on Reddit or something, and the people like there was like a poll or something, and they were like, "Nah, Team 3D," and then so they went with that last minute. DJ Evo became a member. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Memberships are only 99 cents, guys. And Mark Hugh the Mark goes, I don't even know if PWT remembers who I am, but I'm back from the dead for $5. Bruv. Of course I remember you, Mark Hugh the Mark. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Of course I do. I'm angry that you think I would forget you. No. But, dude, absolutely. You're a fucking OG, man. And I didn't even realize you were gone. But I'm glad you're back. You know what I mean? And I mean that in a great way. Like, I didn't realize you were gone, dude. So it must have not been that long. Thank you so much for being here. Chat, say hi to Mark Hugh the Mark, who's back from the dead, apparently. But here we go.
I had a gripe with John Laurinaitis because I had felt that it was him that actually sabotaged our meeting with Vince, and we never got a chance to talk to him to renew that contract back in 2005. But then I found out that it wasn't John Laurinaitis that did it. The meeting that we had planned with Vince was I can't remember the date, but we had a meeting planned, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it got canceled, and then we got told that they weren't gonna renew the contract, and then come to find out that the meeting that on that day that we were supposed to meet with Vince, Brock Lesnar had left football and was talking about coming back to the.
That's not me scraping around, by the way, guys. I don't know what that is.
WWE, and was at Titan Towers the day of the meeting. So we didn't find that out until later, but then we kind of realized that, it wasn't canceled by John Laurinaitis, but it might have been canceled because Vince was meeting with Brock at that time, and we were just secondary.
I've always wanted.
Damn. So there you go. A little scoop too on Brock. Obviously gets the favorable attention, but I mean, the Dudleys are one of the goats, but I mean, Brock is Brock, man. He's a lot of money. Just hopefully hopefully they don't check our texts between me and Brock, pal. That's all. I was sending him text messages. Jesus. Yeah, this match is still going on. No count out, I guess. So just Fletcher versus fucking dude, no count out. And then Takeshita and Black Taurus are fighting on Collision. The winner gets a shot at Takeshita's belt. Okay. We got WWE news, man. I'm going to leave this beautiful face right there. So, No Mercy, phenomenal show. We watched it together. A string of spectacular events this past weekend of live shows from me. So, Lexus King said nah to the bullshit. And this guy, Bluntzilla, says, dude, where you at? It pisses me off, or he says it Pisces me off, because I seen you more on AEW TV than NXT. So Lexus King corrects that, kiboshes the shit and goes, this is a false statement. I have wrestled 17 matches on NXT live television just this year alone. That is likely 3 times more TV time than my entire 3-year AEW career. Boom. There you go. So he said, nah. So Odyssey Jones will circle back to that. Damian Priest revealed that he was supposed to play Namor. Now I'm going to drop some fucking scoop. Hollywood Phil here. Hollywood Phil Marks, because I'm a writer, and this story years ago, because I heard about this from before. I know this. Okay, so this Namor, Damian Priest was supposed to play Namor in or Kul Kul Khan, as he's known in the MCU. In Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, right? No, that's not true. When years ago this story came out that Damian Priest auditioned and may have a role in Black Panther 2, whatever, and they were saying for Namor back then. Now, I didn't have a pod back then, but I got a pod now, goddammit. And this story resurfaced. Damian Priest revealed that he was supposed to play Namor. No, he never said that. We have the clip right here. And I actually dispel this. So here you go. Me making headlines. Your boy Phil doing the diligence of the dirt sheets, correcting them. Right? I'm breaking the news here because that's not true. Unless Damian Priest comes and corrects me himself, I'm standing on my business and saying this is 99.9% not true. He wasn't supposed to play Namor. So here's the clip in question. And here is him with Giga Chad Van Vliet, who acknowledged himself as such. Chris Van Vliet responded to my Giga Chad tweet and said GCVV. Giga Chad Van Vliet. He listens to PWT, folks. It's acknowledged. No. Okada beat Fletcher. Oh, tell me something new. Fletcher hasn't won a match in forever. Anyways, so here's CVV, and nowhere does Priest go, yeah, I was supposed to be Namor. Like, specifically, he just says he was supposed to be in the movie. So here's
there was talk about you being in Black Panther too.
Yeah.
What ended up happening there?
It's a long story, but basically it got taken away from me, but not from Marvel.
Did you have the role?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Because I know earlier on it was like you were reading for the role, you were auditioning for it, so you got the role.
Yeah.
And I think we can read between the lines here that you know the regime was a little bit different at that time.
Exactly.
Maybe you need another Marvel opportunity.
It'd be cool. I'm ready.
And I feel like it could happen now.
Well, and it's funny because now I'm busier than ever. So, and look, come what may, I'm good with it. You know, maybe I do something like that. I go a different route. And I'm not sitting here with you as the world champ, you know, like being a world champion. Like I won a world championship at WrestleMania. Like, I don't know if that happens.
Yeah. There was talk about you being in Black Panther too.
So I'm going to dispel that. But first, Jimmy B for $5 says Vince was too busy doing a handicap match with Brock. Yeah, a little 2-on-1 action. You know what I mean? No tag. Actually, a hot tag from the hot shower, pal. Yeah. Oh no! Yeah, I have a plane full of kittens afterwards too. It'll help make you feel a little better. I gave one of my kittens to Alt Jake. She was a sickly bastard. I'm sorry. Oh my god. We love you and we love Kitty. Okay. Yeah, dude, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it wasn't a tag team scenario. I was with Brock and it was a handicap match. Okay, Bubba. Okay, Devon. All right. Oh my god. I told her get the timetable. Okay, listen. So, oh man. So what happened here was he never said Namor. The sheets go on Cultaholic, and that's what the sheets said before too. He's supposed to play Namor. Why the fuck on God's green earth would he play Namor when this Tanakh guy is a legitimate fucking, the guy who played him is like a real actor, right? And looks like Namor, by the way. Damian Priest does not. But who does Damian Priest look like from the comic books? And who back in the day before I had a pod where I was like, no, when I saw the dirt sheets going, or when I didn't have a pod, yeah, that's what I said. You know, I saw the sheet saying this back in the day, and I was like, no, he wasn't supposed to play Namor. He was supposed to play Atuma. So I said all the sheets ran with Damian saying he was supposed to play Namor in Black Panther 2, but nowhere in this clip does he claim that at all. I'm 99% positive he was supposed to play Atuma in the movie. Atuma is primarily Namor's rival in the comics, but it was his heater in the MCU. You guys remember Atuma, the big heater. So that's who the fuck Damian was supposed to play. I'm telling you that. I'm confirming it. No, I don't know. I could be wrong. He could hit me up and go, Phil, you're wrong. But hey, that's all I'm saying. Anyways, so Odyssey Jones stuff here. We're going to talk about it. But first, we got Julia Gulia. who has been acknowledged as such by the likes of Chelsea Green as well. Yeah, we're not hating on you at all, Damian. It's just you are not Namor. He was supposed to be a Tuma. Trust me, it's the same thing. Seth Rollins is supposed to be in Captain America: Brave New World, as like a gooner. Same with like George St. Pierre was the kickboxer in, just like a jobber basically. So not that Atuma's a jobber. Actually, he could threaten Namor, the Submariner, for his throne. And that's the thing. If they made a Namor movie, Damian Priest potentially could have been one of the main villains in that. So, or if they do that, so you can tell how disappointed he was. But it's a new regime now; they won't get denied these opportunities whatsoever. It's not a Tuma. Oh my God, Mooster! It's not a Tuma. Oh my God. Yeah, they cut his scene. So I wanted to tell you all that too. So I'm pretty sure that's public. Yeah, they cut his scene as well, or his character entirely. But you never know with Marvel, man. You never know. They're always editing down to the last minute. Man, they do reshoots man. If you guys only knew, man. Yeah, it's obvious who he is going to play. Exactly. But yes, exactly. So it's not even yeah. I'm telling you right now, he's going to be a Tuma, anyways, so Julia Gulia signed a long-term deal with WWE, and her tenure in NXT will be relative to how fast she takes to the American television style. I was right again, to all of these fucking sickos on X. I dedicate to you this Wrestle Purist Fightful Select story here. So yeah, it's exactly because they made the announcement. Everyone has to go to the PC. I hop on the show and go, dude, the marks are going to say fucking, oh, they have to go to NXT first. Oh, you're going to put someone in NXT who's a big star. And it's like, no, dude, they didn't say NXT. They said the PC. So you're going to spend a month there, a week, depending how fast you catch on. And then they'll send you right to the main roster if you're someone like Julia or if you're a big enough name, right? So I know a lot of people say MJF would need NXT. He would need the PC for sure. I don't know about NXT. That's the whole thing with the PC, why it's so important. It's important to so much more than just NXT, It's important for the future of pro wrestling as a whole. The perfect example is look up a wrestler who's actually dating Lexis King for realsies. Lexis King's for real girlfriend is called Carolina Cruz, however you pronounce it. She's a great follow on socials too. She's really good at social media. And she was on that Tubi. It was the Roku or Tubi show. Roku, I believe, yeah, called WWE Next Gen, which I put over on this podcast previously. And WWE Next Gen grabbed a whole bunch of, it was mostly NIL recruits. Some of them are obviously wrestling fans. And, they trained them and followed these certain ones. Who most of them all got released. I'm not going to lie. I think one of them is still on the roster. This big woman, she's an imposing, I forget your name, I'm sorry, blonde lady. And she's imposing like a Jade or a China type, she's not jacked like that, but she's big and statuesque. Right. And she's also gorgeous too. And so I think she's the only one they kept, and they released a series of these talents, right? One of them is Carolina Cruz, and she since has taken the training from NXT and completely has applied it to the indies, has the whole character worked out, her gear's fucking fresh, and you can just tell, obviously we're looking at highlights of indie shows on her socials and stuff, but she's applying what she learned there on the indies, and now she's going to go get all that indie work, and she probably owns her own shit. She's probably smart, or WWE let her keep her name, Carolina Cruz or whatever. I don't know. They said they're going to let people do that. And she was silently released. I don't think she ever even made it to level up, right? That's what I'm talking about. But just from me following her from the show, I can tell, she's applying the PC shit. If she never comes back to WWE again, she's going to go somewhere and do something good with her career. You can just tell by following her socials, like she gets it, you know, and that's what the NXT's for. And Marigold and all this stuff. It's not, you can't just be focused on like, oh, we need all the free agents and put them in there now, or like we'll just take a Robin Renegade and Jobber. I mean, Jamie Hayter's great and on the come up too, so maybe this isn't a good example, but the only time we ever see the Renegade Twins ever in AEW over the last 4 or 3 years, a bunch of you are probably like, who? You know, but I'm actually a fan of them. This girl here in the black who just lost on Dynamite, she's one half of the Renegade Twins. The only time we've ever seen them is to just job to people, and then we don't see the people they job to really, you know? So it's like, and they get it, you know? Those are girls too, where it's like, if you follow them, like they get it. If you pay attention to them on the indies. Hater too. She's a big deal, man, like just in pro wrestling in general. And she has, she can be here for 10 years, go to WWE in 10 years. And become a big star there. Like she's young as well. But speaking of young talent, anyways, Julia Gulia, she's gonna, her time in NXT is gonna be based on how fast she adapts. It'll be 2 fucking minutes. Are you guys watching NXT? Are you guys watching like her? She's got aura. Look at the look. Look at the smirk. It's everything about her. The clothes she wears when she comes out. Everything. The music they did was perfect. All of it. People are trying to roast her for not laying in her knee and knocking out. I have it in the sicko segment later, but they're trying to get on Julia for not like laying a knee in on Chelsea Green, who's a main roster star, but we see her in there already mixing it up with Chelsea Green. She's going to go main roster sooner than later. I could honestly see her losing her match to Roxanne. I think that'd be a dumb idea, but if they did, I would understand why, because Roxanne's going to stay in NXT, like Roxanne Perez, and get these other girls over too, like Delta and shit. Does Julia need the win? Yes. I think they're going to give it to her, and they're just going to give her the fucking title like right away. But conspiracy feels like, man, because that's the obvious thing. WWE keeps us on our toes, man. Who knows? Maybe she loses, and then I don't know. Maybe Chelsea cost her the match, so then she just shows up right away on the main roster to be like, what's up? And then her first feud is against Chelsea. Boom, right there. I just booked it. Like, we'd be pissed, but if she has, just think about the booking though. If Julia Gulia has fucking Roxanne beat dead to rights, and then fucking Green just screws her. Pause. Not my fantasy, but fantasy booking, guys. Okay. No, but if Chelsea like screws her, pause again. Hold on. Oh, come on now, Phil. It's not Thirstcast already. But yeah, if she just messes her up, and then Julia goes to the main roster, she just shows up on SmackDown the week after, and it's just like, what's up? Or she's on Raw, yeah, and she just shows up on Raw. What's up, Chelsea? Beats her ass or whatever, you know. Okay, here's Moxley and Marina Shafir, and we'll see if Shane O'Mac shows up. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna fucking happen. I'm sorry. So he's meeting up with the Bucks and Perry. So he likes the Buck. He's putting over the Bucks and Perry. And so he's a part of the invasion. The problem is that they did an invasion, and then they just dropped it in like 2 months, and then or like a month, and then started a new invasion. Like they attacked Tony and everything, and then now all of a sudden Mox is invading and beating up security guards. Why the fuck do I care if he's just beating up security? She's beating up security guards. Why do I care about that? Like, who are the security guards protecting? Like, what's going on? I don't get it. And there was zero pop. The Bucks and Perry have zero aura, dude. LC Killer 17 member for 1 month. Enjoy your badges, bud. Yeah, it would be fun. Corey B, sup, buddy? We can't have an invasion invading. Sorry, we can't have an invasion on top of an invasion, can we? Yeah, we can. Guys, there's 200 of you in the chat, 204, and there's not 100 likes. So make sure you run those likes up to 100. I won't ask you guys past 100. So just get them up to 100. It's the free way to support the channel. And I just appreciate you all, man. Huge turnout tonight as usual, and I just appreciate you guys. The Bucks are the worst. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the aura that drives people away. Moose Knuckles right there, especially if Tony Khan still makes the decisions. Exactly. So, okay, chat, thanks for fucking with me. I'm ranting and raving tonight. I'm on one. I haven't even cracked my Red Bull. I tried this. Are you all right? I tried this. Are you okay? Okay. My girlfriend fucked her finger up or something. She's all right. Well, you need a band-aid or something? No, she's okay. She's okay, guys. Botch. So I tried this. What is this, hun? It's a pineapple lemonade from Starbucks for the first time. It's really good, really sour, but I think it gave me a little extra boost. So now we're gonna shit on WWE a little bit here, via Wrestle Purists, because the owner of Rev Pro, that of course Tony Khan, and that's where like Michael Oku wrestles at, and like MJF wrestled him there leading up to All In, you guys know. And then who else? What happened? Osprey wrestled there too recently. And this guy who runs it, Andy Kilden, sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. He had something to say about WWE. Obviously, he's closely allied with AEW, but yeah, you know, it's I don't know if this is taking shots. I don't know. You chat will let me know how to interpret this, but let's read it and figure it out. Rick and Morty the anime is coming. Sweet. Rev Pro owner Andy Kilden reveals why he didn't partner up with WWE. Claims WWE would have had the option to buy Rev Pro. Damn. So now a lot of people are going at WWE for this. Well, let me read his shit, but I wouldn't say we didn't want to work with them. I think it was very much on the table for us to work with them. Like I said, partnerships have to be two-sided. We had the conversations. One of the terms they used was, we're bringing you under the WWE umbrella. Okay, yeah, because that's what it is, bro. The WWE umbrella, Ella, AA, bro. Okay. It's a loan deal. I forget how it was termed. Like loan your footage for X amount of time for the network, and at the end of the term of the contract. Sorry, guys, this isn't me. Whoever wrote this like shit. They had the option to buy, and it's like option to buy the footage. No, the whole promotion. So I think that's a bit of a leap when you get to that stage. Then what's going to happen to you? Are you going to get a job there? Can you get fired? Is there going to be a no compete? Well, also, when was this? When they were buying up the UK indies? Like, you got to come more specific than that. Come on, man. You got to be a little more specific. Is this when WWE was buying up the UK indies, or is this when, like, because I don't know. Let's read some of these comments. So Jobber Nation says, and this is why Rev Pro will remain on the island of irrelevancy. I don't know about all that. TNA is, so this is what I don't like. TNA is going to find out the hard way what happens when you work with WWE. No, that's not the same thing at all. It's literally, these are two completely different things we're talking about here. Not the same as TNA. TNA is a full-on like partnership, and like they accept the underling thing, but there's no, oh, we're going to exchange a tape deal and whatever, then you'll buy us. And if WWE does buy TNA, I believe, personally, I bet they'll keep it open as like a fucking territory that's based more out of Canada, which what TNA is. I fully see that. Yeah, is Rev Pro not doing that with both AEW and New Japan right now? Basically, that's what it is. It's like a line in the sand is starting to be drawn. AEW, Rev Pro, New Japan, Stardom versus like Marigold, Pro Wrestle Noah, All Japan, and fucking like in the UK. Is like Evolve still a thing, or like what? I don't know what. WWE bought up all those UK territories, so, and then they started NXT UKs, which closed. So I don't know what the whole ordeal is with all of that, but let's listen to Mox's promo and then let's get into Odyssey Jones here. We have a super chat, Michael Driard. If Moxley is ripping off this Romper Stomper movie, he's got to change his name to Neo Moxie. Oh,
the best
man.
guys, Tony Khan.
That's a great one too. Yeah, it's fucked. Like, why would they tell everyone? And then he comes out, so they're beating everyone up, and now he's cutting a babyface promo that the crowd's applauding. After they're beating everyone up and invading and bringing up CM Punk and all this type of shit. This shit is silly. Yeah, really though. Why the fuck would Alvarez tell everyone? No, man, for sure. He's gimmicking a Nazi. It's like, or a Yahtzee. Sorry, YouTube. I love you. It's like, what? You know? So now we're gonna get Mox and Darby's a big feud. Okay, or what? I don't know. He just wants to talk. Yeah, he was champ at the time. So Anthony Rivera, holler at a player. What's going on? Do they still have an indie in the UK? Chat's got to let me know. Zeke John. Yeah, so Odyssey Jones has reportedly been fired by WWE. Hold up, I need some Red Bull. Ooh. So Odyssey Jones has reportedly been fired by WWE. I might have said AEW. I botched. I know. I'm watching AEW currently, though, but WWE. Here's a quote from Brian Alvarez. There has not been a press release or anything like that, but I've been told Odyssey Jones is fired. Apparently no arrests at this point, but I was told fired. So that's it for Odyssey Jones. Odyssey Jones is accused of he's removed from the WWE roster page on the official website. And he was accused of like some domestic violence stuff. Now, here we go. Wrestling News Co. This Twitter account has been tweeting for months about Odyssey Jones. Unclear if this was what WWE officials saw, or if there's an official police record, or if this is connected in any way, correct? So we don't know. But I titled it The Truth About Odyssey Jones because that's their name. Let's go. So I don't know, like, prayers up for anyone if they are going through some shit. Trust me, I'm not like here to get into all that, and I hope he didn't do it. Why would you throw everything away? You got to be conscious, man. You got to know. But I also don't want to be like, he did this shit before we know if he did this shit. But clearly it's enough, like, WWE said you got to go. So I don't know, man. Anyways, let's read some of these, right? So know the real Odyssey Jones here. Omari Jahai Palmer is a woman beater. I would have died while on vacation with him, and he wants to pretend like nothing happened to try and keep me shut. Tagging him all the time. And he's got her blocked now, I think, because that's why she can't. I'm assuming this is a woman, right? She said she's on vacation with him and would have died, and he's apparently a domestic abuser. Unless he's into dudes, and that's cool too. But I don't know, right? I'm just assuming here. So so now, like, they're not tagged, right? So this is something people aren't pointing out either. Like, Osho isn't tagged because probably got blocked, but WWE don't block. So the mental distress from your abuse needs to be known. Odyssey Jones is a woman beater and almost, I'm sorry, I don't know what YouTube is, and almost deleted me while on vacation with him. We'll do it all in Matt Hardy's voice. So it's I have every proof you need to back this statement up. Yes. Sorry, guys. This is okay. Happy birthday, Odyssey Jones. Left me bruised up and with a slight concussion while on vacation. Sorry, I'll stop. While on vacation for, quote, his birthday. Well, was it actually his birthday? Why is his birthday in quotes? No. Gonna psychoanalyze this fucking victim. Nothing but a woman beater. I will no longer be quiet. Busy putting hands on women while on vacation. So, like, this is obviously one specific incident as well that, you know what I mean? So we gotta, it's not like he's doing this all the time as far as we know. This person's not even claiming that either. They're claiming like they got their ass beat in fucking in Cabo or something.
They're in Ibiza getting that ass beat. No, I'm not trying to be. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be funny. I do a comedy show here, guys. So, if anybody's hearing this, I do take these matters seriously. But it's just we don't know any information, right? So, you have Santi Zap here. Shout him out. Send me your favorite wrestling match of all time. This for a video. Higher likelihood, whatever. And then this guy goes, Odyssey Jones beating on a woman. Seen that one yet? Stay tuned. He's an abuser. Almost deleted me on vacation. I don't mean to laugh. Sorry. CTE woman beater Jones. Like, that's crazy. CTE, like, where's that coming from? So I'm not going to read all these. It's been going on for a long time. And now WWE released them. So I don't want to just be like, where there's smoke, there's fire, and he's guilty. But it's like, like a woman accused Matt Riddle of shit. They looked into it, and there was a face to that shit. There's no face to these accusations, and they didn't let him go. And now with Odyssey, they just let him go right away. So maybe there's smoke there, or maybe they just don't want any issues with like legal shit. I wouldn't, man, right now. Like, if you're WWE, you just want the Vince shit to go away because they've clearly moved on from all that. And then everybody's saying too, like, oh, Janelle Grant wasn't interviewed for everyone's made again, the dirt sheets. They come up with all these fucking fake rumors, man. Oh, see, they didn't even talk to Janelle Grant and blah, blah, blah. It'll be a fluff piece. The Netflix people came out, were like, no, we reached out to them and they declined to talk about it. The same reason why you don't see her on the internet fucking crying all the time. And she even asked for privacy and stuff. So it's like, man, you guys really gotta learn some I don't know, just calm the fuck down, stop putting out your own narratives of what you want things to be and look at what they are, right? That's what I try to do. That's how I add value to the IWC, I think. You know what I mean? Let's move along here. So that was WWE news. Let's get into some AEW hot news. So we'll leave that up there. These are okay. So Swerve pulling all of our cards here. So I don't know. Jobber Nation saying AEW's DEI world champion. I don't know. I think Swerve really worked his ass off. Like, you guys know, if you listen to the show, it's like I told y'all, like, they tell him, you're too small. He fucking bulked up 30 pounds. They're like, we need to see that fire in you. He starts doing good promos. You need to quit slapping the leg so much. He stops slapping the leg. Like, Swerve adapts and he listens to criticism and stuff. So I think it's just, I don't know, man. I love fucking Swerve. And finally, he's a guy that Tony pulled the trigger on while he was hot. Like, he missed everyone. Like, when the Acclaimed were hot, he missed it. Then he tried to recreate it, pulled the trigger too late. Bang Bang Gang, same thing. It's like Swerve, he luckily pulled the trigger, although the storytelling wasn't that great. But either way, Swerve, though, pulls all of our cards and checks all of us, even your boy Phil here. And he says, want to see the text? So Swerve, I guess, is saying, so I don't know if that means like someone sent him texts that he screen grabbed, or he has actual texts where WWE's like, no, that's bad for business or whatever. But he claims he's got proof. And Swerve, if you're listening to this, I am a fan of yours. I don't just hate on this shit to be a hater. Okay. I'll see the texts. I'll see them. Yeah. Cause I want to see them. I'm not talking that shit for no reason. And shout out Rajgiri, by the way. But like, I said, no, dude, there's no way that like, I don't know. There's no way they're just out there going like, oh, it's bad for the sport or talking out of their ass. Like, just because they wouldn't give you as much money. Right. I mean, some of their lowest business Swerve in AEW, you know that, so, and it's not on you. I've defended you in that. It is not on you. The ratings and all that. I truly believe that. But also, yes, I will see those receipts for sure. Check my ass. I welcome it 100%. I want to be wrong about that, dude. I do. Because you know why? It's the truth. And that's why I'm see, you're still going to hate me some way, but it's the truth. If you're offering Daniel Garcia $500,000 or more a year, that's crazy to me. So yes, is that bad for wrestling? Yeah, it's bad for the indies and shit who have to now, like, if Garcia wants to go do an indie spot, it's going to run them up $1 billion extra that they don't have when they're already trying, right? Inflation fucking kills everything. Not saying you shouldn't get your numbers up and run that bag up, but I mean, Jesus Christ, we all know we're all going through it together, right? We can all relate to that, right? So WWE is just saying the truth here, and I don't know if people are going to get offended. Now, I don't know what they were offering you or what you were being offered, but Dave pretty much stooged it, Swerve, and motherfucking said you were getting around, we're talking 4 or 5 milli. So good for you. But yeah, if I was WWE and you were negotiating, bro, I don't know if I'd give you 5 million. You know, for that, you'd have to work 300 and you'd have to work 400 dates a year like Hulk Hogan, brother. I'm not joking for that to work. Guys, listen to Jericho sing while I answer this important call.
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let me get wild. Yay!
Sorry, guys. I had a phone call I had to answer. Oh God, sorry. Yeah, we are the youth gone wild. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, want to see the text? I do want to see the text. Let's move along here. So, Britt got removed from a poster, I guess. She was on the All Out poster here, and then they removed her from the poster. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if there's anything to that, but it's worth noting. AEW Collision garnered its lowest audience in show history for its regular time slot this past Saturday night, while the 18 to 49 rating was the second lowest for a show in its regular time slot, not head-to-head with a WWE PLE. Bash in Berlin aired earlier in the day. Collision averaged 289,000 viewers from the previous week per WrestleNomics. It faced a lot of competition from college football and PWT, bro. You guys were all watching me do Bash in Berlin. So that too. No. As noted, the audience was the lowest in show history for its regular time slot, and blah, 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 blah. Year over year, Collision was down 16% in total viewers, and the rating was down 9%. So, yeah. And this was a year ago today, 2 days ago. So we'll play this for you guys.
Years as a fan, and I've been producing them on TNT here for almost 4 years now. And this is the first time, this incident, that I have ever feared for my safety in a wrestling show, that I have ever feared for my life in a wrestling show.
Shut up, you pussy!
Pussy! Years as a fan, and I've been producing them on TNT.
We're just watching it again because I love when she's like, oh, shut up, you pussy.
Here for almost 4 years now. And this is the first time, this incident, that I have ever feared for my safety in a wrestling show, that I have ever feared for my life in a wrestling show.
Shut up, you pussy!
It's just so funny how the people at the show are like, man, shut up. Jesus, that's hilarious. Or unless that's the person holding the phone, I don't know, because that's funny too. But either way. Okay, we got Mariah May and Nyla Rose here throwing down. So here we go. Cody Rhodes, reveals some shit. I'm surprised this wasn't a bigger story either, but he reveals some stuff about like he had an option. He had an offer on the table before he went back to WWE. And he says, Brandy and I had been offered new contracts. Brandy had a great deal with Tony Khan, and I had a great deal with Tony Khan. Roads to the Top Season 2 had been renewed. TK is a P World. A P word, He-Man, probably. P World. That's funny.
But yeah, dude, Roads to the Top, that was a terrible fucking reality show. Not to diss Cody or anything, but that shit was awful. Season 2 had been renewed. And then he goes on to say, I think that's a little scary when you're in the public eye, no matter what public eye that might be. And I think the idea that as we grow older and share more and books are written and interviews like this. So he's saying as we get older, share more and books are written, interviews like this and larger interviews. I have a daughter and her legacy is my legacy and my dad and my family. My brother's still being with the company. I just don't want my legacy to be in any way. I don't want elements that are fabricated or lied about becoming the truth. Dude, Cody's going to tell all one day. Oh my God. He's just waiting until Dustin leaves and gets inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame, like Undertaker said, and Conrad was alluding to. Oh, come on now, Phil. That's not very fair. And that's where the temptation is to speak up and say, no, here's what happened. But even so, when it takes root, sometimes people really need that to be the story. They just do, and they're not going to believe you regardless. Dude, calling out the sickos and the Bucks, like, hey, some people need that to be their truth. Damn. Let's see this. So I responded to something from Awful here. It's September 2. I meant to put this in sickos, but September 2, 2024. Do you know where that TV deal is? And then this guy goes, what would no TV deal actually mean for AEW? It would basically just kill it, right? Most likely. And I just wrote, it won't. TK will keep it alive no matter what, even if it only exists on an app and or a YouTube channel. Dude's spending his own money on this. There's no limit. TNA stayed alive like a prehistoric cockroach while Dixie Carter's parents reluctantly gave her money for it. And yeah, dude, I just think AEW is not going anywhere. And I think that WBD is invested in AEW. And that's why they've allowed so long, because they're going to let AEW negotiate with other people. And if they and the reason why is because if they get a big bag from somewhere else, then they can recoup their money. WBD, I think, invested money that they haven't fully recouped, and as a part of this whole thing. And so that's why they're willing to keep it on the station. And in the new deal, they want a chunk of the pay-per-view because that makes money. But if AEW goes out, because it's just like the movies, right? Like studios make movies, then it goes, they'll sell them all the time to like other, it happens. So you might have something like owned by like Disney that ends up being sold to fucking whatever, right? Like Warner or something like that, or whatever. It doesn't happen as much now, I guess. Maybe it does, but just people, they all have their own streamers now, so it's easier to like go, we own Hulu. Disney's like, we also own Hulu, so if it's not for Disney Plus, we'll just throw it on Hulu type shit. But you guys get what I'm getting at here. Jamie Earhart for $5 says, Cody lost his patience staying quiet about AEW. It's coming up, man. He's about to
emotional damage.
He's telling the Bucks, like,
Liar! Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
You know what I mean? So it's it's coagulating, it's popping off, and I don't know, it's gonna blow over one of these days. And he's saying like larger interviews. What does that mean, dude? He's gonna go on Pat McAfee and do like a tell-all. He's gonna go on Ariel Helwani or like something like that and just completely let them have it the way Punk did. And we'll all be here for it, man. Absolutely. And Brandy, I'm surprised she ain't say shit yet, but she will one day. Mark Hugh the Mark for $5 says, even though I don't care for his current run, Cody putting AEW on blast would make the Punk haters and AEW loyalists scream in outrage to my enjoyment. Yeah, dude. Yeah, they would fucking melt down, and we're here for it. We'll cover it, like nobody can. We'll deep dive into it, and I'll give my 2 cents on it when it happens, and it will happen, man. One of these days he's gonna open up and are gonna let him know, man. He could have, like, he knows he could have sat there and sucked the teat off Tony as well. He knows that, but for more money, maybe not more money than he's making now currently. That's a little that would be tough to do. I'm sure he's just making boatloads of fucking cash right now, but yeah, it's hard to walk away from like, okay, this billionaire will just give me millions every year and I don't even really have to wrestle. I just be a boss.
You know, he even saw the writing on the wall. So that's pretty crazy. You know, I get why some fucking scaredy cats who bum rush fucking locker rooms 4-on-1 and shit would allegedly would be too scared to give that up and take a chance on themselves. But yeah, Cody was not. So it will be for all of our enjoyments. And thank you guys for the super chats. And I'll give you guys one of these. How about that? Hey. Two of you guys hit that like button. There's 217 of you in here. The like should be up to like 150, but at least two of you haters run that shit up to 100, and I'll stop asking. Moving along. So the turnstile count for fucking AEW All In 2024 was only 46,476. That's why they didn't announce the attendance of people in the building. So either Tony Khan bought an extra 10K tickets or whatever, like he did last year, or just a bunch of these sickos, man, bunch of these cultists who live in other countries, 10,000 of them bought fucking tickets knowing they weren't going to go to the show. I'll hit an X-Files on that. I'll let you guys fucking fantasy mark book what you guys think it is, but Michael Driard gifted 1 Pro Wrestle Clips membership. Thank you so much for that.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
I'm going to shout out whoever gets it. And Uncle Dave bought one. Yeah, Uncle Dave for surely bought one. And thank you so much for that. And yeah, guys, you can gift memberships too. If there's anyone in there, sauce and comments you want to see on screen. 100 likes. Yeah, thank you so much. That is way low from last year. Dude, it's like half, you know? Did you buy the... Oh, come on now, Moose Knuckle. That's not very fair to assume that I'd buy the tickets just because I come on here and try and chill AEW and Henson Razors and SaveWithConrad.com on you. God damn it. Someone give me money, please. So I can just podcast every day, please. Oh, my God. Sports base, they said. What happened? So, yeah, the turnstiles count. They don't check out. Of course not. So the official AEW roster page no longer features win-loss records of wrestlers. So it failed again. So Tony Khan started and stopped it and quit it fucking twice now. The records. You know what I mean? It's twice now he's done that. So it doesn't work, it can work if you get someone competent doing the shit, someone with creativity. The problem is that Tony Khan lacks creativity, and he's not even thinking about it in a sports-based way. And I hate when people go, he's a matchmaker. How? What is that? Everyone that like how? You know, like what? Like, okay, yeah, like by proxy of this job, whoever books the matches is a matchmaker, but like, are you saying he's a good matchmaker? I don't know. He made Britt Monet. What the fuck happened there? You know, some of these things are good, but if I grabbed fucking 2 super over guys, if I just plucked like Gable and name another WWE guy, fucking Bronson Reed or Shinsuke Nakamura, and I said, here's 30 minutes, go, like just randomly, they'd fucking tear it down too. But it's not about all that. So is the matchmaking good if the rest of everything doesn't reflect that? Like, you know, Monet's just sort of moved on to Sheeta. No word of Britt Baker anywhere. She's off the promo. I don't know. It seems they're heat on Britt Baker. So Britt came back, did all of that just to fucking lose and then be nowhere. Like, I don't know, man. That it's kind of crazy. This whole fucking company's kind of kooky, but no more win-loss records because it just books Tony into a corner. Like, there's no way to properly do that and like matchmake in pro wrestling correctly, you know, because you're going to have guys who fucking don't win, and that can't be like a way of marketing them to people. You know what I mean? Or you're going to have a star like fucking Moxley who, like, let's say he's losing on like Rampage that no one's watching or some shit. Let's say his record, it's like, oh yeah, this guy's or like someone gets a title shot and their record's like 15-12. And that's like, well, okay, you know? And I know people can say, well, in MMA it happens, but it's just sorry, I just got a text here. And I'm listening to Manea.
You are one episode away from looking at the new TBS champion.
The new TBS champion. Here, sorry guys, I'm watching Monet here.
You know, just like your looking at you.
The ace, she calls herself Tanahashi. I like Sheeta, man. I ain't knocking Sheeta. Just book the people you think will get over and you're invested in. Exactly. Did the Shane thing happen, Phil? Nope. No, it did not. Hikaru Shida dressed like Solo Sikoa. Pete and Tex. In MMA, it happens. In wrestling, the booker can actually control the WL. Exactly. And MMA is different. Like, if you go out there and have a dogfight, like, anything can happen in MMA. So you can, like, take a fight on a week's notice, starch someone, and then be ranked fucking or whatever. Like, in this, it's just everyone gets taken to the limit. So what does it matter? You know, if you're 15-12, that means you took 9 guys to the limit and fucking didn't win, you know, half the time. Like, it's, I don't know, it's just crazy. But yeah, so trading card partner, I don't know. Yeah, we covered that. We covered Collision. So let's get into the Tate Twins stuff here. So we've been chronicling this on the show, as you guys know. Sorry, drinking some Red Bull. Bucks are back here with Jack Perry. Let's watch this, and then we'll get into this Tate Twin stuff.
3 years ago, Chicago, Illinois.
The Tate brothers, not those Tate brothers.
The very first time the Bryan Danielson set foot in AEW.
God, Jack is so cringe.
Electricity in the air. And I promised myself that one day it would be my turn to stand in the ring with the American Dream. But fast forward to earlier this year, I was sitting at home. I hadn't been in AEW in quite some time, and I heard the news that Bryan Danielson's career is coming to an end.
Yeah, Jack Perry, dude. I don't know, whatever. He's not going to be the one to retire Danielson, but it's just such a shit storyline. So the Tates, the Tate Twins, Kevin Kelly and the Tate Twins are allegedly suing AEW, Tony Khan and Ian Riccaboni. Just fucking crazy. But I told you guys, Riccaboni is tied into this The Boys shit, and Riccaboni is obvious, or Dalton Castle is as well. I keep bringing it. I love Dalton, but yeah, it's gonna come up. But this is before, right? So they're allegedly suing them. The suit is seeking to void the arbitration clause of their talent contracts, as well as requesting the court certify a class action suit against AEW over claims the company is misclassifying its wrestling talent as independent contractors rather than employees. Oh, shit. And this class action lawsuit, man, is a lot of people are going, why don't they do this to WWE? And Stephen P. New is actually behind this. Stephen P. New, call Stephen P. New if you need to sue an outlaw mud show or two. So, yeah, man, Stephen P. New's involved. We got his statement about this and tweet, and people went hard on him. Why aren't you doing this to WWE? And Stephen P. New's like, I will, as soon as people are willing to stand up and say some shit and actually take this to court. So Tony Khan is kind of fucked, and we told you guys this from the jump. Like, yo, the shit he talks is gonna get him in trouble, bro. He pokes the bear, then cries when he's the victim.
right? And it's like, now this shit's coming back to bite him in the ass, because what did he do when AEW started? Healthcare. There's going to be healthcare for wrestlers. Ha. And then he goes, oh, we're going to fucking pay. Like, we're going to pay the women the same as the men. People will be insured. And all of this stuff that never happened, that never came true. What else did he just made all these empty promises and talk shit like, we'll let wrestlers keep their names and we won't keep people under contract who won't want to be here, even though that's what he's doing. What else did he say? All kinds of shit. You guys know all these things he talked about. Evil Fed, and we're gonna be different, and guys will be allowed to work indies no matter what, and blah 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 blah. So that's his own words that are being used against him in this, because he said basically we're going to really treat them like independent contractors. I think those words may have even left his goddamn mouth before too. And I guess they have proof that like certain talents are insured. So some people on the AEW roster are fucking insured with like benefits and everything. You guys know what I'm saying? So how does he select which ones are and who aren't if they're talent? You know what I mean? And so I guess they have evidence of whatever. And also Dave Meltzer's own this is what's so funny is that all of Meltzer's let's play a fucking flute.
The best guy's Tony Khan.
Flutes in the chat, please. So Dave Meltzer's like shilling of AEW is coming back to bite him in the ass, because the Wrestling Observer newsletter that voted Kevin Kelly the top commentator in pro wrestling, right? They awarded it to him. That shit is, and like Dave Meltzer's been used in this case, like it's been filed for like in evidence. You guys know what I'm saying? I'm not a lawyer by any stretch. I need Dose on here to fucking break this down better for us. We'll do that soon. I promise I'll do that for you guys. We'll get Dose on here to break this down more like as it develops. But yeah, man, they submitted like Meltzer's own shit. So Meltzer, who's shilling for AEW, who texts Tony Khan, who's in direct communication with him, all of that shit. You know, he votes, him and his people deem fucking Kevin Kelly the top commentator. So why would, and that's what, so they're obviously showing evidence of like, well, here's Tony Khan saying that the Meltzer's the best. Like Meltzer doesn't even go to fucking Mania in California when it's there, and he lives in California, but he flies across the world to go to fucking All In. Like clearly they'll be able to provide evidence of that relationship, and then they're going to show like, look, this is the guy who named Kevin Kelly the fucking commentator of the year, but you guys booted him off after he went to HR, after Ian Riccaboni, who I love, by the way, as well as the commentator, but I guess he's like, as Eric Bischoff said, he's weird because he went and called Kevin Kelly QAnon or whatever. We covered it all in you know, the some Discord, some Mark fucking New Japan Discord, right? By the way, join PWT Discord down below. Hang out with the chat all the time. We're always up in there. But yeah, so, and then the Tate twins are involved in this because, well, there's a clip of it. Go on the Tate twins' Twitter if you want to see it. I'm not presenting anything in this that isn't 100% related to this, as far as like I can prove, or I can fucking not prove, but can be that they claim as part of it. But the Tate twins keep retweeting Dalton Castle burying them while he was still an act with them on Wrestle Talk to like Ollie Davis, and Ollie Davis is like laughing at the Tate twins and shit on the air, right? Andre Adams for $5 says, how the fuck did I not know Trick Williams cut a YouTube diss track on Pete Dunne? Oh my god, dude. Great. Bro, I was gonna play it on the show, but they'll pull my shit. You know what I mean? What? But yes, if you guys haven't seen it, Trick Willie Gang cut a diss track on Pete Dunne. Amazing. And thank you, Andre Adams. How didn't you know? I don't know, but post the link in the chat. Anyways, so yeah, people are saying like, why don't they do this to WWE? And Stephen P. News like, I will when people are willing to fucking step up and go against WWE. But no one wants to do that. And
and also, like, some people pipe in as well about this. Like, JR pipes in. Well, let's read along here. So Stephen P. New, shout him out. Stephen P. New, by the way, would love to have you on the show, bud. I don't know if you know, but the Wrestling News AV, which is this Brian Last? Shout out Brian Last, although I don't want to. I believe this is Brian Last, right? Breaking: 3 former talents terminated by the company have brought a lawsuit against All Elite Wrestling, among others. The suit, brought by announcer Kevin Kelly and wrestlers Brandon and Brendan Tate, was filed on August 30 in the Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania Court of Common Pleas by attorneys Stephen P. New and Benjamin Bayer. And is seeking to void the arbitration clause of their talent contracts, as well as requesting the court certify a class action suit against AEW over claims the company is misclassifying its wrestling talent as independent contractors rather than employees. So this is pretty big body, man. I thought they'd sue for like a defamation or something, but nah. Kevin Kelly's going all the way in. Stephen P. New responds, how fitting and appropriate that on Labor Day weekend, a lawsuit is filed seeking to correct, among other things, the abhorrent practice of misclassification of pro wrestlers as independent contractors and not employees. All AEW wrestlers are now members of this putative class. So yeah, dude. Jim Ross pipes in though and goes, by God, King. Kevin Kelly and the Tate twins will run out of money before Tony Khan does. And that's true. That's why I think they're doing it and taking it to such an extreme, guys. Tony Khan will just settle this shit and then they will move on. Kevin Kelly and the boys will just move on with infinitely richer. And because of this, some of the truth is going to come out about things. Right? Like we might get some Meltzer, Tony Khan texts out of this, guys. Could you? Holy shit, guys. All I'm saying, if we get some Meltzer, Tony Khan back and forth, and we get to fucking EFAP those on this show, you guys, how happy will you all be? How happy will you all be, dude? It'll be the greatest PWT of all time. Okay? If that happens. And so, yeah, I mean, a lot of shit's gonna come to light, and I know personally, I'll say this, that Brendan and Brandon are very much hung up on like the truth as well, and that's important to them. I have no insight. They have not talked one legal proceeding word with me about anything, about any of what. Like I was just as surprised reading this as everyone, right? However, I do know that they really don't like how there's this narrative out there about them just no showing work. And they're just like, dude, we've never done that ever. Like it was just, we thought it was a miscommunication or a mistake. And then when we communicated to them and they said they'd fix it, they didn't fucking fix it, which caused us to miss a goddamn flight in the show. Right? So that's literally all it boils down to was them. It was just them believing there was a miscommunication that they communicated right away. They believed was a miscommunication. And then they were told, we'll get you new flights. And then they never received the flights. And then everyone got mad at them for no showing the fucking show. But they were told they were going to get new flights. So could they have gone to that other airport? Yes. But did they know, like, how did they know those flights weren't canceled and new ones were being issued? And they even followed up. I seen the text. They followed up and said, hey, it's midnight, or we stayed up till midnight, like, or it's midnight or whatever. Do we have the new flights? So, and also this is after a week of them going, hey, are we being used? Are we needed for TV? Are we needed for TV? We'll let you know. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. Like Thursday, they let them know they're needed for the weekend tapings or whatever. So like, fucking man, I'm telling you guys, it's not, I would tell you if I thought they were in the fucking wrong, just no showing a plane. It just doesn't seem like that at all. We've all had situations like they thought they were doing the right thing, and then now this narrative is like, oh, they're just two jobbers who are unprofessional and don't go to work. They just care about that being cleared up too more than anything. I'm positive just from talking to them the little bit I have. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we got just some random fucking tag garbage here on Dynamite. Sorry, I'm not into it tonight, guys. It's just not. The fuck? We're gonna watch the new trios champs who teamed up one time last week, and they're gonna fight fucking Orange and O'Reilly
and fucking Osprey. Okay. Like what? What is this for? Like, but yeah, so Jim Ross is just like, y'all are gonna run out of money before Tony does, and that's the God's honest truth. We can't argue that. So we're talking about Dave Meltzer. We played one flute, but let's play another. Because it is time for everybody's favorite segment, and I want to see flutes in the chat. It is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week. So Meltzer said what sent me this. We're gonna cover this about this Donahue thing. I promise, just not tonight, okay? I'm gonna react to it maybe with Duke for you guys or something. But Meltzer said what says, you always should be balanced and open-minded about this, AEW. So yeah, man. Here's Meltzer hanging out with the Bucks. Here's a picture. Best friends. Wearing a Meltzer driver tee and a pro wrestling t-shirt. Here's a gif of them hanging out, flexing. Ricochet as well. That's Ricochet hanging with Meltzer. Just so you guys know, it's Ricochet hanging with Meltzer.
There he is, the legend.
Look at this fucking goober, man. Look at this video.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
Holy
The first
crap.
time.
For
The
everyone.
man that made 6 stars, the man that made 6.25 stars. That mother effing melts.
He's here just to show everyone that the bias is alive and real. There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted. I don't even know. I don't even know. Look at this video, man. Look at his face.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking baby having keys jingled in front of it. Like
The first time.
For
The
everyone.
man that made 6 stars, the man that made 6.25 stars. That mother effing melts.
He's here just to show everyone that the bias is alive and real. There he is, the
Man, that is some weirdo shit. Eric Bischoff responded to that. Like I posted this video on its own and someone tagged Bischoff in it and his response was like, this sick fucking freak or whatever he said.
Because I don't know if anybody realizes this or not, but when wrestling does well, I make a lot of money. I would like it to do great. If the wrestling business right now was doing as well as the wrestling business was doing in the 90s, I would have a gold boat.
Fucking Alvarez. Oh, these guys are goose, man. Here, so let's listen to Meltzer here.
Well, I remember your reporting. I was there. There was so much excitement, and you were like, I understand the excitement, but the business aspect of this is not a sure bet necessarily.
No, it was never a sure thing. Just the fact, when they started off really hot, and that's all good. It was never a sure thing, but there has never been a period where I looked at this and gone, this is a failure, not a day. And the people who tried to categorize it as such, my reaction was always like, why are you doing this? Because in the end, you might be right. You might. But you might come off looking like a fool.
Okay, but that's the same thing as you fucking shilling it. So what if it does fail? You're going to look like a fool, Dave. So like, how do you sit here and fucking say this to people? That's why I'm honest about it. I do not want to see it fail. If it does, I won't be surprised. If it doesn't, I'll be even less surprised. But like, Dave, is it a failure when you fucking do a 12,000 seat building and you just know that you're going into this building with only 2,000 people there and you set it up for 3,000? So like, you're not even reaching like what you were hoping would show up. Is that not a fail? It's okay to take L's, guys, in life. It's okay to say I'm wrong or I fucked up or I failed at this or I took an L here. But these people won't do that. Well, how could you look at it as a failure? Well, when you lie and say that there's 82,000 people here, then there's not. That's an L, dude. it turns it into an L when you could have just said, no, we got 70K, man. That's pretty crazy, huh? But no, right? It's an L when you guys go. It's a fail when you go to these big buildings and the fan service is shitty. It's a fail when the production's shitty because you can't light up the buildings. You know, it's the same shit we criticized WWE for back in the day. Like literally the same shit. Why is AEW above the criticism, Dave? So you're allowed to say, no, it's going to succeed, but you're not allowed to think, no, it's going to fail. You're not allowed to do that because you could be wrong, but you could be wrong too. Fucking guy.
You always should be balanced and open-minded about this. You know,
Always be balanced and open-minded. Dave, you're the most imbalanced, closed-minded motherfucker I've ever fucking heard talk about wrestling. Miss October 30 for $2 says Kenny looks uncomfortable with Dave.
Dummy. Yeah.
No, Kenny's like, yeah, no, you're right. That's the cringiest fucking video of all time. Thank you for the super chat, though, Miss October. Appreciate you.
I mean, it's like you can't say, "Oh, what a," you know, when this deal is done, you know, we'll know whatever. You know, it's like, but I never perceived him like, in the sense like, look, he's running real sports teams and.
You just know he masturbated when he got home after. Yeah. You know he masturbated himself when he got home, dude. Oh my God, dude. You know he had a big meaty men slapping meat match when he got home, Aaron Rowland. Thank you so much. Oh, it was this dream come true, dude. Oh man, that shit's funny. Or he's imbalanced, all right. AEW not advertising for the area that they are in is a definite fail. Yeah, exactly. Pete in Texas, Dave Meltzer will do anything to defend AEW fight with Alvarez. Everything is tough competition. Calling fans poor and dumb. Yeah, call them poor and dumb, dude. That don't go to AEW shows live and, of course, just make up shit. That's Dave Spank Bank. Yeah. So the arena was set for 28, 24 showed. Can't sell it on a go home. Yeah, exactly. And they fucking... And like, come on, 24 is like not bad. Just run a small building, dude. When he got home, like if I had 24K people in this chat every night, I'd be masturbating when I got home too. No, but you guys know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, yes. So, like, we're not hating on that. Obviously, you'd be from all over and not just from a single town, though. But it's like, know your market, run a smaller building. All of these people just enjoy being able to get a beer quicker. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Andre Adams for $5 says, Girl Scouts bully Alvarez into selling cookies for them. These thin mints ain't gonna sell themselves, B. Oh my God. Girl Scouts bully Alvarez into selling cookies for them. These mints ain't gonna sell themselves, bitch.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Oh my God, Andre Adams. Yeah, that's the thing with Alvarez. He pushes back and people give him credit, but he's still a little deluded about some of this shit because I just think he's ready for like Meltzer to get out of the way and just step down, you know, which is what we all kind of want. But will it get better under Alvarez? Probably not.
Things like that. And
or maybe I think it would actually. Maybe they wouldn't. Like, you wouldn't just get blatant Meltzer lies anymore, you know? But until WWE is destroyed, Meltzer will never rest.
You know, I mean, and there's sports owners who've overspent and everything like that. It's like, I see what he's trying. It's not a lot that's going to be right. He's gonna...
Yes, this is a go-home show for All Out. Exactly. Oh, yes, they just had a pay-per-view. All in and all out, bro. They're a week apart. Didn't you know? Didn't you remember that?
Make lots of mistakes because everyone does, even with experience, and he was going in without, you know, experience in this position. So he's going to make a lot of mistakes. He's also going to make some, you know, solid decisions.
He is, of course, going to make some mistakes, but he's going to make some solid decisions. Name one. Name fucking one, man. That's been solid. Well, I mean, I guess Wembley was pretty solid. Like the first one was. You know, like the show is okay, but like most importantly,
that crowd. It does mean something. Like whether or not it was a fluke one time, it's like, well, they did it, you know. So and then they still lied about the number, which then just makes it just hurts themselves. That's what pisses me off. And then when they don't tout this last number, it just fucking hurts themselves. It just makes them look like they don't have faith in them. So Meltzer says nobody used more classic principles than Roy Shire. So here, let's read this. Sorry. Jim Cornette has no applicable wrestling knowledge post 2002. Dave Meltzer. Classic principles of wrestling will always work, Dave. The proof is in the TV ratings, packed houses, crowd reactions, and almost universal acclaim. P.S. AEW's 2 biggest ever draws are Cornette guys. Meltzer goes, and that's so true. Meltzer goes, nobody used more classic principles than Roy Shire, and he was done by the end of the 70s because things always change. I'm going to fucking slap this putz, Meltzer. Roy Shire, age. Roy Shire, okay, so in 1992, he was 70. So in the 70s, Roy Shire was, quick maths, I'm bad at math, chat. You guys do this for me. In his prime, let's say, okay? Or no, wait. If he's born in 1920, dude, right? So how old was he when he's... So 50 years later would be the 70s. So he'd be in his fucking 70s. Or pardon me, in his 70s. Pardon me. In his 50s. See, I'm terrible at math, guys. No mathematician over here. I willingly admit that shit. So he'd be in his 50s in the 70s is what I meant to say, not in his 70s. In the 70s, he's in his 50s. And fucking Dave's talking about this guy fell off. Am I wrong on the math, chat? Give me the chat. Give me the fucking math here, chat. Sorry, $5. I was an AEW mark. I've been to more AEW shows than WWE shows. But Meltzer, the IWC, AEW have made me hate wrestling so much and not even want to watch it. Bro, see? Ding, ding, ding.
This is great.
That's what I fucking say. That's what I tell everybody, okay? Like, it's those components that push people away. The fan base, man. That's what pushed me away a lot, too. Because I was pointing shit out, and then they're coming at me, and I'm going, dude, no. Like, fucking, we have to be honest about these things. And then when you get so much vitriol and hate for it, it just makes you want to go even harder. You know, to combat it back. It's either like you either go silent and go fuck this, or you go, no, I'm going to say something. You know, it's ultimately what led to this goddamn evil Dr. Doom podcast that I do and live show. Thank you, Aaron Rowland. I could not agree with you more, dude. Now, I've been to more WWE shows by far, but yeah, it just is what it is. And then Jimmy B for $5 says, Alvarez hating on TNA as much as he does, glazing AEW is crazy.
Shut up, bitch.
Exactly, Jimmy B. It's ridiculous. And it's like, where was this glazing for like ROH when ROH was a thing? You know, like because Tony Khan bought it, then they all of a sudden, oh, we love like ROH is saved and the fucking wrestlers are great and all this shit. No one, like, they don't really care about it. Where's the subscribers for Honor Club? They don't actually care about that shit. That's the fucking thing.
Best guys, Tony Khan.
Thank you for the super chats, man. But yeah, dude, this Roy Shire guy. So I completely just dyslexia fucking botched the math. 50s. Thank you. Okay. Did Phil cover Cody going to TNA? Is that a thing, Headingite? Link me. The fuck are you talking about? So 1970 is a 50-year-old. Thank you. Yeah. So I was just botching. Okay. Admittingly so. Fucking stupid Phil, dumb moment of the week. No. But yeah, so Anthony Rivera, thank you. Dude's in his 50s in the 70s, and Meltzer's going, oh, he fell off because the style changed. Or was it that he's 50 and was bumping on that hard-ass ring, and it was old school wrestling where these dudes are all falling apart more than they are now? And arguably, right? Like, I think more dudes were dealing with like pain. Like now guys have more longevity in their careers. So it's just like Dave is such a putz. Even Paul Boesch admitted that the principles he went by were okay. But Dave, that's not the point this guy's making though, right? So the point he's making, and
he says classic principles of wrestling, which I guess that's a correct term. But Dave, of course, goes and just like does this like semantical bullshit. What he means, Dave, is like, I talk about it. I always say the hot fudge sundae, right? He's talking about the core ingredients of wrestling. It's selling, it's psychology, it's heat, it's pacing. Those are the fucking four main things, you guys. For real. Believe a bit. When you have those four things, then and then someone can be like believable in a promo. Holy shit. You know what I mean? One of these guys you think really could fuck you up, or both of them. Okay, holy shit. Then you got something. But you need to have these certain things. So, yes, the style, when these guys are saying the principles, of course, they mean like the style, the speeding. Like Jim Cornette's tag teams were accused of being flip-floppy and fast-paced back in the day. Everybody knows that. But that's exactly it. Like, some of these things do change, but clearly who's right here, Dave? Clearly who's right? Like right now, Dave, if Monday Night Raw turned on, chat, I want you to tell me this right now. If Monday Night Raw, it was Monday Night Raw, fucking 8 o'clock, or whatever, 6 o'clock, whatever time zone you're in, and it's Monday and you're on USA and you're like, yes, Raw's about to come on, and then fucking Dynamite came on, or Raw aired exactly the same as a Dynamite. Do you think the people would fuck with it? Do you guys think we would be sitting here putting it over?
Nope.
Do they think that if like instead everyone tunes into SmackDown one night and then a Dynamite aired by mistake, by a miracle, like Tony Khan wishes, does he think that like 1 million or 2 million of those people would go, man, fuck this WWE stuff, we're gonna watch Dynamite? Like, is that what they think is gonna happen? I honestly want to know.
Nope.
Like, I want to know what these people think is gonna happen. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, let's say Dynamite came on instead of SmackDown one night. Do you think like 1 million people convert to fucking, you know what I'm saying? AEW fans, as this dude takes a big swing? Hell no. There's no way that happens. So to me, it's just like, I don't get why. Like, what's clearly working, Dave? Like, this is why I say it's cope. What is working, though? What this guy's saying with the psychology and the storytelling and the heat and all that, or the fucking flips and all that shit? So, yes, the style's changed, but it's changed again, Dave. There was a little while where the shit you're talking about was going viral and everyone was checking out New Japan, blah, 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 blah. And now it's back into this way. And this way's always been the way, because even when that shit was going viral in New Japan and all these stories and shit, or pardon me, like all of these like Young Bucks, check out what they're doing in Ring of Honor and all of this, they were still telling stories. Cody was in Ring of Honor and in the Indies telling stories. That's why he helped blow the Indies up, and the Indies were so hot. He was traveling around everywhere, putting over people's local fucking talent. That's one thing people don't know about Cody. He was going to these fucking towns, putting over guys, okay? And also he was doing the whole like, oh yeah, I'm the Ring of Honor champion, and he had the ring of honor, which ended up becoming what? Obviously the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Obviously that's where they got that fucking concept from, right? But Cody Rhodes was out there telling these stories, and they were doing, and Bullet Club was hot, and they were telling these Bullet Club stories. Jamie Earhart for $5 says, the basics of story, much like that basics of psychology and the basics of wrestling, are the same today as a century ago. Exactly.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
They have not changed. The fundamentals have not changed, and they're never going to change. That's why even the AEW fans are going, oh man, they're telling such great stories with Tony and Swerve and shit. And that's up for debate, but exactly, they're telling stories and you guys are putting it over. Go figure. Look at what happens when Edge and Christian put on a fucking banger where they're doing holds and they're using pacing, and the crowd goes, man, they crushed it. Yeah, why do you think that is? Because they're doing WWE shit that they learned, that WWE developed. Without story, wrestling sucks. Exactly. Even right now, what are they doing in this fucking, not an overrun for once. They're telling a fucking story. Why? And people are putting it over. Oh, AEW's being more story-based. Well, why do they have to do that? Are you guys going to start burying it and going, pedophiles? You fucking goddamn. If AEW starts catching up, guess why? Oh, they started telling stories, Dave. Go figure. Fuck's sakes. Flute's in the chat. So Jim Valley, this fucking weird creep that we covered on the last show, he gets involved. He starts washing Meltzer's balls. So Dean Toth goes, you value the insight of somebody who is nothing more than a spectator over somebody who worked and operated in what he was spectating. Can't say he's independent. The fact he advised, blah, 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 blah. This Valley guy goes, odds are also 1-to-1 that Disco comes home from work with body glitter on his clothes. Jim, what's up with you and like little girl stuff, bro? Like body glitter. Oh, he works at a club, I guess. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to make that connection, but you can't blame me, dude. Like, why are you worried about people's homes and kids and jobs and stuff, Jim? I don't know, man. Meltzer says, pretty sure the number of wrestlers who come to me for wrestling business insight over the last 30 years versus Disco Inferno would be a 30-to-1 ratio. And that's giving him the benefit. Why would that be? How come Disco isn't asked to speak on sports business at major colleges? Because he works in nightclubs and was a pro wrestler, Dave. Doesn't mean you know everything about pro wrestling. Doesn't mean you're not wrong and you didn't lie about Alpha being dead when he wasn't. R.I.P. Doesn't mean you don't affect people's personal lives when you say things like fucking, I don't know. Are we going to go over them all? Are we going to go over all the lies? Jesus Christ. Go back and watch the PWT archives, okay? That's how you, and become a member. That's how you get it all here. It ain't going nowhere. And Dave, we know you know about the flutes, buddy. So Meltzer has this to say about Odyssey Jones. We talked about this earlier. We got a lot more Dave here, guys. Odyssey Jones is likely done with WWE and gone from the company. So Dave says this after Fightful and everyone else already break the story, or purists or whatever. Dave, you're an idiot. I'm relatively certain he's done, but it has not been confirmed anywhere. I've heard a bunch of stories, but nothing that I would say is confirmed. I'm sure that I heard things, but I'm unsure about the things I heard. Like, shut the fuck up, Dave. His angle is done, not to mention on the show. No clips of, like, if he was injured or something. No acknowledgement of him. Yeah, we all know. We watch it, Dave. Kofi Kingston, we don't just fast forward through it. Like, it's not news to us, Dave, like you. We watched Raw. So on there. So, I mean, he's off. He's gone. As far as the reasons why, I think that will probably come out. No, Dave, you think? He just says the obvious Meltzer. Dave Meltzer says Julia Gulia will likely have to modify her hard-hitting in-ring style in WWE following her debut at NXT No Mercy. Dave, we caught you red-handed right here on PWT. You want to know how, Dave?
Liar! Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
Because your boy Phil covered it on this show, how you said like a month ago, you lying POS, that, oh, there is an overrun. There's a contract signing. What do you know, guys? Oh, my fucking God. I put them over. I was like, oh, they're not doing an overrun. They're ending it with a good angle. Great. Boom. They fucking... They're doing an overrun for a contract signing. Well,
shut up, bitch.
And shout out StreamYard for working good for once. So, you know, Dave is sitting here saying that, oh, Julia's going to have to modify her style. Well, a month ago on this show, Dave, roughly, we covered it on this show. You said that the girls are starting to work strong style in NXT, and they're modifying their styles, and specifically Roxanne, to get ready for Julia. So which is it,
Liar!
Dave?
Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
Are they all working safer, or are they all learning to work stiffer, especially Roxanne for Julia style? Kind of just sounds like you're talking out of your bum cheeks again. And he goes on, out of his asshole, he goes, the crowd reacted real big to her. I know people in the company who are just very impressed with her presence because all she really did was come out, but people already knew who she was. Oh, good marketing? Oh, you mean like WWE helped get her over before she ever showed up and didn't just announce that she was wrestling Hechicero on a fucking Collision randomly for a shot at the Continental title? Weird how that's like really impressive and is a big reaction and it worked, Dave. But people already knew she was. A lot of stuff she did in Stardom and Marigold involved very except very hard hitting, very, very hard kicking. I suspect that she'll make it. She seems to have a great attitude from everything I see and hear, but it is different. She's going to have to modify herself. It's going to be a challenge for her to modify her style, but still maintain the idea of having a great match. Dave, it'll be easier for her to modify her style and maintain the idea of having a great match because she doesn't need to delete herself. Shout out YouTube in this match, in these matches to get over to this audience. Do you understand, Dave? So no, it'll be easier, you dumb fuck. But at the same time, I do get what he's saying. But she does that, and then the IWC marks are fucking going, look, she didn't even land her knee. Here's a knee from Mariah May. And it's like Mariah May knocking a fucking girl out, it looks like. And then also it's like, look at Kenny's knees, dude. He doesn't even lay them in. So it's them shitting on Julia Gulia is ridiculous. And shout her out. Just look at that photograph. And look at Roxanne hugging and clinching her title and looking down at it like, oh my God, she could take it. And look how the camera captured it all. You guys see that, chat? That's called cinema. That's called foreshadow. That's called storytelling. That, Dave, is how you modify a style, but have a great match, because that little subtle thing right there is going to get it. Roxanne's going to be so scared. She's already showing it. I'm fucking scared of fucking winning, or of Julia. She could actually threaten this title. And they're doing it through cinematography and shit. Shit AEW could have been doing while Vince was doing dumb shit. We have Hangman invading Swerve's house now. So, Jesus. So Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa is reportedly not scheduled to take place at WWE Bad Blood. And from what I was told, Cody and Solo are not scheduled for Bad Blood. I don't know when the match is going to be. They're obviously on Friday's show going to set up a match. I have not been told this. It's just my guess is that they may do it on the first SmackDown show on the USA Network, September 13th. I'm not going to hate on them for that, but I'm not going to hate on that notion, but I think people were saying it is going to be Cody and Solo at Bad Blood. Who else would it be? So, I don't know, man. Maybe Dave's right. Maybe he's wrong about that. So Meltzer says that NXT's Nathan Frazier is at a different level from all but WWE's top guys. Now, he's a really tremendous performer. He's got great aura and all that. Dave Meltzer says he has aura, and I go, I don't know about aura, but he has a tremendous athletic ability is what I meant to say, but I don't know about aura and all that, which is what Dave says. Dave says when Nathan Frazier gets in the ring, he's one of those guys where everything he does is just a step faster, a step crisper, you know what I mean? Which he's right about that. He's a tremendous athlete, but he has that aura. But no, he doesn't have the aura like look at him, he doesn't have that, like, if there's a cruiserweight division, but to me, he's just like a tremendous hand that I love in his tag team with Axiom at this point. It wasn't over with me, but it's starting to get more over with me. It's just funny because they're teasing breaking up all the time. But Dave goes, you could watch him for 45 seconds and immediately see that he's a performer at a real different level from all but the top guys. See, I don't know about that. Dave is real into what he's into. But then Nathan Frazier retweeted it and said, rare Dave Meltzer W.
So you know Frazier's like putting himself over, but he's not fucking with it. He's like, yeah, fuck you, Meltzer. So good on. I love Frazier as well. He wrestled one match in AEW, and then WWE offered him a contract because they were eyeing him up before. I think his name was Ben Carter, and then he just signed with WWE. Same with Vac Ware. So they're smart. We know who are smart from SMRT. So backstage new on CM Punk's decisive win over Drew at WWE Bash in Berlin. So you know this will be unbiased here. So Melty goes, Punk made him tap out. He gave him 4 GTSs. He touched all 4 corners without the other guy touching the corner behind him. Yeah, see, a well booked out match, and they made us believe that and the way Punk stood on him, it made us believe, oh, the feud's over. And then Punk went on camera and said afterwards and did an interview and said, oh, the feud's over. And then fucking Punk went on TV and said, Gunther, what's up? And then Drew fucking jumped him. Boom. This is how you tell a story, Dave. These are called swerves. These are called giving us things we didn't expect to happen, have them happen. I think Swerve's going to burn down this old family home, or pardon me, Hangman's going to burn down this old family home that Swerve bought back, that they put it on social media or something like that. And they're taking way too long to get there. Hangman's cringe. Edge went out there and said Hangman's a heel, and then everyone's correcting him. Hangman's not the heel. Now he's burning down someone's house. Fuck AEW, man. Shit's confusing and dumb. Or no, it's not. It's confusing because it's so dumb. It's not like I can't follow along. It's like, this is fucking dumb. Jesus Christ. You're going to burn down a guy's house not before All In and make that the match? Jesus. Okay, anyways, though. Meltzer goes along. The mentality was that Punk had not had a big win. He had been in the company since November. He always goes, the idea was, or the mentality is that. Dave, what it is just what it fucking is, okay? Punk has not won a match yet on TV or pay-per-view. He needs to do that. He can't just wrestle house shows and pay-per-views. He's going to have a match on Raw right away, too. We're going to fucking see it. So they told a story that Swerve bought back his family home that was taken from his mom, and then Hangman burnt it down. Like, is that heel heat, or is that just Tony Khan literally burning more money in front of our faces? Like, yeah, we're just going to burn money. That's how it feels to me. It's like, man, stop, folk. Like, fuck. Maybe this is a good beat to the story. This is a good way to do it. Go home. I don't know. Hopefully it pops a rating. What a terrible Dynamite. So anyways, though, yeah, Dave always goes like the mentality, the idea. It's like, Dave, we all understand that. Just say that Punk hadn't had a win. So, yeah, he hasn't had a win. They felt he needed a massive win. But Dave paints it like this wasn't the idea from the jump. For Drew to win, then Punk to win, and then Drew to win. Like, what? You thought fucking Drew was just going to win 2 in a row? Like, that's why Dave's a mark. He doesn't understand, like, yeah, dude, we're going to get like a best of 7 out of these guys. Like, it's silliness. So, they felt that Drew can handle it, and Drew's going to get his heat back 2 days later. So he says this in hindsight. Captain Obvious, Captain Hindsight, fucking Meltzer. Dave blocked me on X for sending flutes. That's from Julius Seether. Great name, by the way. And then I quote tweeted it and went, Dave Meltzer listens to PWT confirmed. That's great. And as soon as AEW is out of business in early 2020, when someone says, Dave, when will you just admit that the vast preponderance of what the Jim Cornette says is correct? And Meltzer says, as soon as AEW is out of business in early 2020. And yeah, Jim did say that, but you can't just say that, like, that's definitively what the fuck. LC Killer for 17 says, RIP Roxanne Perez. Sorry, you said that a minute ago. 2001 to 2021.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
Thank you for the super chat. And yeah, her shit's gonna cook with Julia Gulia. I think Julia's gonna take that belt. But the whole thing is like, yeah, he did say it would be out of business by 2020. And Cornette should have known better. Like, this guy's got infinite money, bro. Like, if TNA could have scraped by as long as it did, Tony's gonna do the same with AEW for sure. But
with that being said, I mean, it's like you can't just hang that on Jim forever. Like, okay, opinions change, things change, his outlook on it. Well, here's the thing that Jim did say though, is that like, and he was obviously being exaggerative and entertaining by saying like 2020 it'll be out of business. But what Jim was saying, like, if they continue the way they're going, it's going to end up bad for them, and it has all this time later. Like, for anyone else, Jim's been around the wrestling business so long, and Meltzer thinks that just because Jim may have been wrong, let's say Jim talks about wrestling and he's wrong about 3 things, he's probably was right about 3,000 fucking things before that. So Meltzer, again, just like, it's like, Meltzer, do we need to point out the things you've said fucking wrong? And then every time you say something, go, here's the shit you said wrong. You block people when they do that. So fuck you. Like, it's just projection to me, right? And we've covered it a billion times. Dave says fucking Jim's out of touch. It's really the opposite. And what's old is new, man. You know, what's old is new again. And the psychology base, the pacing. Not that we don't like flippy shit, though. Like, we love that. WWE fans as well as AEW fans, obviously. There was nothing good on this Dynamite, in my opinion, really, to be fucking honest with you, other than that house burned down shit. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's I know it's fucked up, I'm saying that, but it's like they're trying to tell stories, you know. It's ill-placed. Like, so Hangman is the heel, I guess. Okay, you know, it's so hard to, like, because none of it makes actual sense. Like, we haven't seen Swerve redeem himself. Yeah, he had his house burnt down where we're like, oh shit, but like, there's got to be something redeemable about him, other than that, other than just something bad happening to him because he invaded a baby's crib and like threw a piece of merch on the baby, I'm pretty sure. So Hangman burning a house down, like, if someone invaded my baby's crib, I'd fucking set them on fire too. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that necessarily, I don't know. You know what I mean? And it was an empty house, no kids in it, I don't think, but Nana was selling it really well. So I don't know. We'll give Dynamite points for that. And guys, that was Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week. Guys, I have got to cut us short this week a little bit. It's been 2 hours and 11 minutes, but yeah, I came late. I gotta leave a little early as well. Just got some stuffs to do, and I appreciate you all for coming in, hanging out with me. Next show, Uncle Dave is getting old. Yeah, dude, he's old as fuck.
Yeah.
And thank you for the $2. Next show, all of the fucking super chats we raise, I'm going to figure out how to get half of them to Alt Jake. Okay, guys? So make sure you show up and support that show. We're just doing it on a whim. Okay. We're going to fucking help raise money for that dude and his kitty. So make sure you tune in for that. Make sure you're hitting subscribe. Make sure you're hitting the like. Make sure you're hanging out with me whenever you can. Live shows Wednesdays, Saturdays. And I got a podcast with Duke coming out where we get fucking heated, man. We went in on each other. No, not on each other, just on the topic at hand. I love Duke, and we duked it out, man. Every pun intended. So hear us duke it out. It'll come this weekend probably. We have to finish the debate because we got cut off and all that. But yeah, just thank you all for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Make sure, you just hit the like. And I just appreciate you all so much more than you know. Make sure you get in the Discord. I'm trying to think of what to plug all the time. Make sure you get in the Discord or don't. But yeah, you can come hang out with us more frequently over there. And with that, I bid you all adieu. I'll do a Kenny Omega style. Good night. Kiss, kiss. Bang, bang. And I'll see you all in the Upside Down. Peace.
I look and see it's not just me.
Jack, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call this problem child. We spent our lives lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense, but it makes.
Well, yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, it's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
I look and see it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call this problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. We call this problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Wild. Yeah!
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
What do we got? Super Dave, Pro Wrestle Clips. Tony Khan has Camille and Megan Baines sitting at home being paid since 2023 for nothing. Come on now. It's not going to be the pot calling some kettle black on that one. Truth is the truth. Vacker was more over than Monet. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm reading slow. Vacker was more over than Monet and is going to the big times. Absolutely. And I said that. I think I covered that show. In fact, I know we did. And I pointed out, I'm going to go back and listen to my own comments. But I did make a mental note. And I think I did point out that I thought she looked really good because I had never seen her before. And now that you pointed out, I don't want to say she looked better than Mercedes, but I think the expectation was a little higher for Mercedes, obviously. And perhaps Stephanie exceeded hers and perhaps Mercedes didn't. That's my take on it.
SDL. Two bad bitches, one hot track. B3CCA, bitch. Two bad bitches, one hot track. Hello. It's that B3 flow. You said you know me? I think you don't. My friends are rich and you're looking hella broke. With Matt, I'm the real rough rider. Can't keep up, my arms must be tired. Slow-mo, super villain, Zack Snyder. You talk shit, but I know you're a subscriber. DSL on our lips cause we're naughty. Hannah Montana acting like Miley. We can't stop cause we're the life of the party. Got your man squirming Scotty too hottie. SDL with a dollar sign ho. B3CCA with the 3 cause I'm cool. Face fat, ass fat, say hey. Two bad bitches, one hot track. Haters on your grip, that's priceless. Haters on their dishes, that's worthless. Diamonds in my mouth, I'm